Retail was fairly stable. People were still consuming a lot, buying a lot. Now it seems, a lot of retailers are struggling. I think businesses are closing. Brexit has not helped. There's definitely more of a push towards freelance, working multiple jobs, so portfolio career, which is definitely the route that I seem to be going down. It's great because I tend to get bored easily if I'm doing the same thing day in, day out. There's a lot of ups and downs. There's periods where you're doing really well, you're getting a lot of jobs, you're selling a lot of prints, you're selling a lot of artwork, whatever. Then there are the down times. So I knew it was going to be tough, and that was a tough first year financially. I just kept going. I was just working so much, I didn't really have time to think about it. And then the next year, things were getting better, they were building. And there'd been a couple of potential jobs that I was really excited about that fell through. When things aren't going quite as well, or you're starting to wonder about whether you're on the right track, it's really important that you have people surrounding you who are going to keep you motivated, like family, friends. I'm really lucky that my family have been behind me the whole way of being freelance. My partner and my friends, they've all been pushing me to keep going. On the days that I'm working from home, I try to go to the gym or do a yoga class most days, I would say, and whether that's going in the morning or at lunch to break up my day, I find that really helps just to be around people. It just stops you from going crazy. Gaining exposure is easier now than it's ever been with Instagram, Facebook, the website building platforms like Squarespace and Wix. You can do your own marketing, and you can start that now basically. You can have an Instagram account and show your process that you're going through at art school, because people love seeing the process just as much as the finished article. And that's a really great way to start building a following. People across the world can see it. It also helps motivate you to keep creating work, just knowing that people are seeing it and you can connect with other creatives. It's like another community. I work from home at the moment. It can be quite isolating, a bit lonely sometimes, but getting a comment or a message from someone about your work makes you feel a lot more connected to other creatives. They might need an assistant or be looking for interns or even paid work. You can contact people so easily through Instagram or through website contact pages. So it's good to kind of pick up little bits of experience where you can. The more people that you know, and the more people you know in different industries, the more opportunities you might be able to gain in the future. I think going into my final year, I was torn between whether I wanted to do print design or weave design. And in the end, I went with woven textiles. I wanted my textiles to be aimed towards the fashion market, even though everyone else in my department seemed to be doing interiors, and that was something I felt quite strongly about. So I knew that I wanted to work within the fashion industry somehow. I probably thought high-end designer, but as my career has progressed, I've kind of slowly gone back towards an interiors market. I think maybe having worked in the fashion industry for 7+ years, I've realised that actually interiors is more of an industry that I feel comfortable in, and I'm getting more into my home and kind of interior design, and it's just kind of naturally moved towards an interiors route. In my first job from after graduation, I felt very restricted. I didn't feel like it was very creative. I was shocked to find that no one kept sketchbooks and there was no drawing involved. I just had to go straight onto designing to CAD, and then those would get sent away. The fabrics would come back. So you've lost that kind of the making part of the practice that you're used to. I slowly lost some of my creativity at that job. So eventually I ended up there for 7 years, and With hindsight, I wish I'd left a bit sooner and had the confidence just to leave. But as it worked out, I managed to take voluntary redundancy from there, which at the time seemed another bit of a shock, but I decided just to go for it, take the opportunity, take the money, use that to help me in my next creative part of my career. So I decided to go freelance. Yeah, I lost confidence in my creativity because of the way you then had to design in that industry. So you're gaining some skills which are really important, like designing to briefs and working with buyers and designers at other retailers, but you lose some of your own design ownership. I began working in my weekends and after work on creating like a personal portfolio because I knew that the work that I'd been creating in my first job was not the direction I wanted to go in. So I had to kind of take it upon myself to build up a folio that I felt did represent that. I wanted to gain some of my own personal style back. We're encouraged to share our design work or share our artwork, and it is a really good way of building a profile in the creative community. But then you open yourself up for criticism, and that is scary, like putting your work out there. But the more you do it, the more confident you are, and the majority of people are going to just give you nice feedback. It's rare that someone would say something negative. If you keep creating work that you're proud of and that you feel is interesting and is right for you, then they'll look at your Instagram and tell that that's like real work, and just filter out all the other thoughts and the comparison. You just got to focus on what you're doing, and I'm still working on that. I think it affects all creatives. I think especially for fashion and textiles, there is still a major bias towards London, and it does help to be there, because if you're wanting to freelance and you want to work in-house, then most of that is London-based. But there is a slight move towards Manchester or some of the northern cities, and there's definitely more and more creative hubs popping up. Tend to be in the cities that have art schools, and that's becoming really interesting, and it's becoming less of an issue, because if you can promote your work through Instagram and your website, then people will still buy your work. You might just have to make a bit more of an effort to come down for meetings or to show your work at trade shows and exhibitions. Okay, I'm going to pass you back to your presenter now, who's going to go over your second exercise.